Hey guys, welcome to my very first Valorant guide. Today I'll be showing you the best locations for spawn peak Boombot rollouts for Raze in Valorant. I'll be covering each different spawn choke from both the attacker and defender side and show you the best angles to use your Boombot at the start of the game. There are currently 4 maps in this game, being Split, Bind, Ascent and Haven. Today I'll be focusing on Bind and I'll cover the other maps in future videos as long with any other maps that come out. So let's get started. Alright guys, so for the defenders, there are 4 main spawn chokes. There is this A site to A bar choke here. There is A teleporter to A short here. There is the B window to B short here. And then there's the B garden to B long here. So what's important to note is that the main point of the Boombot isn't just to deal damage, it's also really good at making sure if there's an enemy there or not. This is really useful for the defenders because then you're able to know if you can rotate early to help your teammates on another side. So the point of the Boombot is not only to do damage but also see if there are players there, and the point of this is when you throw it, it'll make an audio cue if it senses a enemy, and also they may also try and shoot it, and that way you'll hear the shooting and know if there's any players in the location that you threw it in. So for this first one, the spawn barrier is here, and we're going to be aiming at this little teacup lid here. All you want to do is stand on the corner of this rug, put your mouse at the bottom, stand in the corner of this rug, and aim at that gold and green teacup lid. The Boombot will then go through here, all the way through this little door here, and that way if any defenders are coming through, they'll be forced to either shoot it or run away. It'll make the sound and you know if there are players here or not. Alright guys, so for the second choke from defenders, you can see we're here at A teleporter, and the enemies can be coming from 2 sides of A short, from the A lobby side or the A link side. Okay, so if you want to shoot it towards the A lobby side, what you're going to do is you're going to look for there's this crack in the wall. It might be a little bit hard to see with this barrier, but you pretty much just go into this corner and shoot at the crack in the wall, which is about there. So the thing will drop in a sec. You can see it's right there, the tallest crack in the wall right there. So you want to just aim at that and shoot it, and then the Boombot will bounce off these walls and go straight through here. So if there are any enemies coming from this way, then you'll know. Alright, and so for the second one, you've got to do a blast pack jump up to here, and the wall is halfway through here. Basically just aim for that eye there, and then the Boombot will come through this doorway and tell you if there are any enemies coming from this little A short side. I think it's called A link, yeah. Alright guys, for the third choke and B window, basically all you want to do is walk into this left corner and aim at that little frame in between the 2 boxes. If you do it as so, then it'll basically just rebound out here, and people from here or there will be usually forced to try and shoot it if they're moving. Alright guys, for this final one, just walk into this corner and aim at that rock there. Okay, this one isn't as useful as it's long, and so while people will be able to shoot it and whatever, I wouldn't recommend using it in this type of scenario. The same goes for attackers pushing this way, because there's really not a high chance of them actually shooting it. You know, like people can just walk away from it and they're just going to shoot it. There's not a high chance of the Boombot actually dealing damage to them, but you still can use it to clear out that long area. Alright, so that is all the defenders from the different chokes. Now we're going to move on to the attackers. Alright guys, so for this B fountain area over to B long, there are 2 different types you can do it. The wall comes across here, and so it ends about halfway in this cactus. You can either stand as close to this sort of corner as you can and then aim at that rock, and that will send it basically straight up there on a bit of an angle to the left. And then if you go from this cactus, which is further back, then you just shoot it at the bottom right of this little tin square or rectangle. If you shoot at the bottom right of that, then it will go along and go pretty much straight up. The difference between these 2 is pretty much this one I would use if I'm actually going to be pushing through here. But if I'm going to be rotating early, say to the A link or something, then I would throw it here and then turn around and run, and it gives you just that little bit of a head start. Alright, moving on to here, from B link to B window, you're going to, the wall starts here for spawn, and basically you're going to put your camera down, get on this little corner as close as you can, it's not too fussy, and then aim at that little, at the end of this little cup. Alright, if you aim like right there where the water sort of comes out of it, aim right at that little peak, the bomb buddy will bounce off this wall and ricochet in through here. Now for this one, it goes towards the left, which is really useful, because it means if you are pushing this, then you only have to worry about the right side. If this doesn't make any sound cues, then you know that there's no one on the left side, then you can focus on pushing anyone behind this box and point. I did a bit of testing with one of my friends, and if the enemy is standing on top of this box, it still makes an audio cue, it just doesn't blow up. It sort of glitches and runs into that wall and then goes around. But yeah, moving on to the third choke is this little one going from A link to A site. There are two different options based on where you want the boombot to go and clear out, but both of them require you standing in this right side of the barrier corner. So the first one involves you shooting at this corner of the piping, and the second one involves you aiming at the bottom left of this paper here, the poster. So if you shoot it at the poster, it will rebound and go all the way. It takes quite a bit of time, but it will clear out all of this. A lot of players like to sort of camp this corner for some reason, and so that'll clear that out, as well as anyone sort of hiding here or behind this box, etc. Now if we go into that same spot from the spawn and then aim at the corner of the piping, this one's a bit more to the left, and that means that it will bounce over here. So anyone in this corner will get peeked out, but it doesn't actually go over to that point. Alright, so moving on to the fourth choke, we have A lobby to A short onto A site. This one's pretty easy, you just go into this right corner and aim at that wooden beam there that's holding up the metal roof. So if I do shoot there, it'll just do a nice little rebound and then go through and clear most of this area out. If there is anyone here, they'll see it go straight, but then it rebounds to them, but it doesn't really clear anyone further than that. Alright guys, and for this final one, it's actually probably one of the most difficult ones apart from B long, is just because it has this big open area when the attackers are running through to A bath. So what I sort of worked out is if you stand here and use this as your sort of point to stand on against the wall, you just aim at that little corner there. It looks like a rock from far away, but it's actually a piece of paper against it. Either way, if you aim right there, it'll ricochet through here and sort of clear this out. I wouldn't really recommend it using there, that's just from spawn. If you want to, like in late game, just clear out all of this sort of area, you can use it. What I would recommend is trying to go into this corner and then just ricocheting it off this wall. I was trying to use some points to aim at to give you guys sort of a standpoint. Half of the time I found that you were able to, you know, bounce it off here, and then that would clear out anyone standing here or here. Wouldn't really reach up there. But the problem was that whenever I aimed at one of these locations to give you guys a point to aim at, it was just really inconsistent. Half the time it would just like bounce off this wall and just bounce back. So yeah, you can try and find some if you want. If I did miss any, please leave it in the comment section below so that other people can learn different Raze rollouts. I will be continuing to do this for each and every map, so if you did enjoy this video, leave a like, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you all next time. See ya.